if I told you that everything you've been waiting for, the rescue, the miracle, the big break, is never coming? Let that sink in. Because here's the brutal reality no one wants to admit. No one is coming to save you. Not tomorrow, not next year, not ever. You've been conditioned to wait. To pray that something or someone will finally lift you out of the struggle, the doubt, the mess of your life. But deep down, in those quiet moments when you're alone with your thoughts, you know the truth. No hero is coming. No billionaire will knock on your door. No lottery ticket will rewrite your fate. No divine intervention will suddenly erase your problems. The universe doesn't work like that. And yet you keep waiting. Why? Because it's easier to wait than to act. It's easier to blame circumstances than to take responsibility. It's easier to fantasize about a savior than to become one. But easy has cost you everything. Every dream postponed, every opportunity missed, every year that slipped by while you stood still, hoping, wishing, begging for a sign. Well, here's your sign. You are the only one who can fix your life. Not your parents, not your friends, not luck, not destiny, you. And the moment you accept it, truly accept it, is the moment everything changes. Because here's the secret no one tells you. Waiting is suffering. The anxiety of an uncertain future, the shame of wasted potential, the slow, suffocating regret of a life half lived. That's the real price of inaction. But there's another path. One where you take control, where you stop expecting rescue and start building it, where you realize that the power to change your life has been inside you all along. And if you're still watching, that means part of you is ready to stop waiting, ready to finally say, enough, my life is mine to fix. Here's the truth. This video isn't just motivation, it's a wake-up. And if you listen until the end, I'll show you exactly how to break free from the cycle of waiting and step into the life you're meant to live. But first, you have to admit one thing: you feel it, don't you? That quiet voice in your head that whispers, maybe tomorrow, maybe when things get, maybe when someone finally sees my potential. But here's what that voice won't tell you. Waiting is just slow surrender. Every day you spend hoping for rescue is another day you betray yourself. Another day you hand over your power to chance, to luck, to some imaginary future where everything magically falls into place. Wake up. That future doesn't exist. Look at your life right now, exactly as it is. The unfinished goals, the compromises you've made because taking real action felt too dangerous, too uncertain. This isn't judgment. This is truth. And truth doesn't care about your excuses. The world isn't cruel. It's indifferent. It won't punish you for dreaming, but it will ignore you forever if you refuse to fight. Think about that. All those times you told yourself, if I just wait a little longer, something will change. But nothing changed, because waiting isn't a strategy. It's the opposite of strategy. It's a silent killer of potential. And the most painful part, you know you're capable of more. You know you're stronger than this. You know deep in your bones that the only thing standing between you and the life you want is you. So why keep lying to yourself? Why keep pretending that someone else will swoop in and do the hard work for you? They won't. No one is coming to dig you out of this. No one is coming to hand you success. No one is coming to believe in you more than you believe in yourself. This is your life. The most dangerous lie you tell yourself isn't I can't, it's I will. Later, your brain is wired for survival, not success. It will always choose comfort over growth, familiarity over freedom. That's why you hesitate. That's why you procrastinate. That's why you keep waiting for some magical moment when motivation will strike like lightning. But here's what they don't teach you. Motivation doesn't come first, action does. Every great thing you'll ever accomplish begins with one terrifying moment, a move before you feel ready, the moment you start before you're prepared, the moment you realize waiting for the perfect conditions is just another excuse to stay small. Think about all the times you've said, I'll start when I have more money, I'll begin when I feel more confident, I'll take action when the timing is right. But the timing is never right. The conditions are never perfect. The fear never disappears. You must understand this fundamental truth. Your mind will always find reasons to delay what matters most, because growth hurts, change is uncomfortable, and your primitive brain would rather keep you safe than see you succeed. This is why ordinary people stay stuck while warriors move forward despite the fear, not because they're special, not because they're lucky, but because they've learned to act while others hesitate. The bridge between who you are and who you must become isn't made of motivation. It's built with action, imperfect, messy, uncomfortable action taken day after day when every cell in your body screams to stay put. Your future self is begging you to understand this. The perfect moment you're waiting for doesn't exist. The fear you feel, the doubt won't magically disappear. The only way out is through. Look at your hands. These are the hands that will build your future, bury your dreams. There's no third option. The world operates on one brutal equation. You either grow or you decay. There's no standing still. That comfort zone you're clinging to, it's shrinking every day. What feels safe today will feel like a prison tomorrow. Right now, someone with less talent than you is outworking you. Someone with fewer resources is out-hustling you. Someone who started later is passing you by. Not because they're better, but because they understood sooner. Life doesn't care about your excuses. The evidence is all around you. That friend who transformed their body. They chose discipline over comfort. That colleague who launched their business they embraced and said, certainty over security. That stranger who overcame impossible odds. They took responsibility when they could have played victim. This isn't about motivation anymore. This is about mathematics. Every choice compounds. Every action accumulates. Every day you delay, the mountain gets higher while your strength diminishes. But here's what's equally true. The moment you start, everything changes. The first rep builds muscle. The first saved dollar creates momentum. The first small victory sparks belief. The game was never rigged against you. It was waiting for you to finally show up and play. The world doesn't conspire against those who try. It abandons those who won't. Your life right now is the exact sum total of every decision you've made up to this point. Not your intentions. Your decisions are to restore through the struggles of those who came before. The single mother working 2 jobs to put herself through school. The immigrant arriving with nothing but determination. The athlete pushing through injury when everyone said quit. These aren't exceptional people, they're ordinary humans who made an extraordinary decision. Consider this. Every person who ever changed their life faced the same doubts you feel right now. The same fear. The same voice saying, it's impossible. The difference, they didn't wait for permission. They didn't require perfect conditions. They simply began where they stood with what they had. The soldier who wakes up at 4 a.m. to train didn't find motivation. They created it through. The entrepreneur who failed 7 times didn't have special luck. Their relentless persistence. The artist who struggled for years didn't possess magical talent. They cultivated discipline day after lonely day. You want proof? Look at nature, the sea that cracks through concrete. The salmon fighting upstream, the caterpillar dissolving itself to become something new. Struggle isn't the exception, it's the requirement. These stories aren't meant to intimidate you, they're here to liberate you. To show you that the power you admire in others is available to you right now. Not when you're smarter, not when you're richer, not when you're ready. No, the common thread isn't genetics or circumstance or divine favor. It's quiet decision made in darkness that says, if it's going to be, it's up to me. That moment when excuses die and action begins. Your story hasn't been written yet, but make no mistake, it will be written. The only question is, will you be the author or the spectator, the architect or the bystander? The hero of your journey or just another character waiting to be saved? This is your crossroads moment. That split second between what if and what is. The universe doesn't give warnings, it gives opportunities disguised as ordinary days like today. Right now, as you hear these words, your future self is being born from the decisions you're making in this. There are 2 versions of you fighting for existence. The one who stays comfortable and dies with potential still inside, and the one who embraces the struggle and becomes something extraordinary. Both paths are painful, but only one leads to fulfill. The pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Choose now. Your entire life has been preparing you for this realization. Every setback, every disappointment, every moment you felt overlooked, punishments, they were trained. The world was making you strong enough to handle the responsibility of your own greatness. That voice telling you it's too late, it's lying. The voice whispering you're not enough, it's afraid. The part of you that wants to turn away right now, that's exactly what you must overcome. Because on the other side of this resistance is the person you're meant to become. This isn't about motivational quotes or temporary inspiration. This is about the raw, unfiltered truth. Your breakthrough requires your breakdown first. The death of your excuses, the funeral of your doubt. The cremation of every reason why you can't. The most dangerous thought isn't I feared. I could have that empty space where your potential used to live will haunt you far longer than any temporary discomfort ever could. Victims see obstacles, warriors see opportunity. Which one are you? That question isn't rhetorical. It's the dividing line between ordinary and extraordinary. While most people are waiting for the storm to pass, warriors learn to dance in the rain. They understand that adversity isn't a roadblock, it's the training ground for greatness. Your mindset right now is either building your future or destroying it. There is no neutral gear. Every thought is either a brick in your foundation or a crack in your armor. The warrior knows this truth. What you tolerate, you empower. What you fight, you conquer. This isn't about pretending life is easy. It's about recognizing that you're stronger than anything life throws at you. The sleepless nights, training, the rejections, lessons, the failures fuel. Warriors don't avoid the fire, they work through it and come out tempered. Look at your struggles differently right now. That problem you're facing isn't happening to you, it's happening for you, to make you wiser, to make you tougher, to prepare you for what's coming. The warrior thanks the struggle because they know smooth seas never made skill safe. The moment you stop seeing yourself as someone life happens to and start seeing yourself as someone who happens to life, that's when everything changes. That's when you stop asking why me and start declaring try. This shift doesn't require more resources, better connections, or perfect timing. It demands one thing. The decision that from this moment forward you will meet life as the warrior you truly are, not the victim you son. Rome wasn't built in a day, but bricks were laid every single hour. Your transformation works the same way. That massive change you're waiting to feel, it begins with a microscopic victory so small most people overlook them, but not you. Today's 5-minute workout becomes tomorrow's iron discipline. Today's saved dollar becomes tomorrow's financial freedom. Today's single-page read becomes tomorrow's educated mind. These aren't just actions, they're votes for the person you're becoming. Every small win rewires your identity at the deepest level. Most people abandon their dreams because they expect overnight success while practicing overnight efforts. They want the harvest without planting the seeds, but you're different. You understand that consistency isn't glamorous, it's revolutionary. That's showing up when you don't feel like it is the superpower of champions. Watch closely. When you make your bed each morning, you're not just straightening sheets, you're programming discipline. When you choose water over soda, you're not just drinking, you're declaring self-respect. When you go to the gym on tired days, you're not just exercising, you're forging unshakable willpower. These tiny choices create a compound effect more powerful than any single grand gesture. Because here's what nobody tells you: motivation follows action, not the other way around. The first push-up creates energy for the second. The first productive hour builds momentum for the next. Right now, your future is being determined not by some distant dramatic moment of triumph, but by what you do in these ordinary hours. The warrior doesn't wait for perfect conditions, they create perfect momentum through daily action. Your mission today isn't to change your whole life, it's to win the next hour, then the next. String enough of these victories together and you look back one day at an entirely different person. These small choices built hour by hour, day by day. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. But the secret is this: the magic isn't in the first step, it's in the 10,000 that follow. Don't close your eyes for 5 seconds and picture yourself 10 years from now. Still waiting, still wishing, still stuck in the same cycle. Or someday, feel that hollow ache in your chest. That's and it's far more painful than any struggle you'll face today. Most people run from short-term discomfort but walk blindly into lifelong disappointment. They choose the temporary relief of procrastination over the permanent satisfaction of progress. But you're smarter. You know the truth. The pain of effort lasts minutes. The pain of regret lasts lifetimes. Look back 5 years ago. Remember what you told yourself you'd accomplish soon. Where would you be now if you had started then? The dreams you'd already have achieved, the person you'd already have become. That's the cost of waiting. That's the interest regret charges compounded daily. Now fast forward 5 more years. If you stay on this path, hesitating, doubting, delaying, what does that future look like? The same unfulfilled potential, the same if only story, the same sinking feeling that you wasted your one wild and precious life. This isn't fear-mongering, this is a wake-up call. Because here's the liberating truth: you still have time, but not forever. The clock is ticking, and every day you delay is a day you can't get. The version of you 10 years from now is begging today's you to wake up, to fight, to refuse the slow death of complacency. So ask yourself, what will hurt? The grind of showing up every day, or the gut-wrenching realization that you could have had everything you wanted? If only you'd started when you first heard this truth. The choice is yours, but choose wisely, because time doesn't care about your excuses. It only cares about results and regret. Regret doesn't whisper. It screams that the moment you stop making excuses is the moment your life begins. Every justification, every rationalization, every but, or if only it's just another chain keeping you anchored to mediocrity. You think you're explaining why you can't succeed, but really you're negotiating your surrender. And life doesn't negotiate with those who won't fight for themselves. Let's dismantle them right now. I don't have enough time. You have the same 24 hours as every great person who have. The difference: they didn't find time, they made it by cutting what didn't matter. I'm not ready yet. You'll never be ready. Start now, figure it out as you go, and let your progress become your preparation. I don't know how. No one does at first. Learning is part of the journey, not a prerequisite. I'm afraid to fail. Good. That means you care. Now go fail forward until failure becomes your foundation. These aren't reasons. Their resistance isn't your enemy. It's your compass. It points to exactly what you need to do next. The bigger the excuse, the more important the breakthrough waiting on the other side. Here's the raw truth. Excuses are the currency of the weak. They spend them like pennies, never realizing they're paying with their potential. But you're done trading diamonds. From this moment forward, every time an excuse rises up, you'll recognize it for what it really is. A test of how badly you want what you say you want. A test of whether you're truly ready to change. The world doesn't need to hear why you couldn't. It's waiting to see how you did. So what's it going to be? One more excuse or your first real step forward? The bridge between who you are and who you can become is built with accountability. One uncompromising choice at a time. Tear up the excuses. Burn the escape route. The only way out is through. And you're finally ready to walk that path. The breakthrough you've been waiting for isn't coming from outside. It's been inside you all along, buried under doubt, distraction, and the false hope that someone else would hand you the answer. But now you know the truth. You're the architect of your destiny. Every skill you need, every ounce of strength required, every spark of creativity necessary, it's all there waiting to be unleashed. You don't need permission. You don't need a sign. You don't need one more motivational video or pep talk. What you need is to act. Look at your hands. These are the tools that will build your future. Listen to your heartbeat. That's the rhythm of your unstoppable will. Feel that fire in your chest. That's not anxiety. That's your potential screaming to be set free. For years, you've been searching for a hero. But the hero is always you. The one who gets back up after every setback. The one who keeps going when logic says quit. The one who, despite all the reasons to doubt, still dreams of something greater. This is your moment of reckoning. The universe doesn't reward wishful thinking. It rewards action. Not tomorrow. Not when the stars align. Now, the path won't be easy. There will be days you question if it. But remember this, the version of you that survives the struggle, that pushes through the pain, that refuses to settle, that's the version of you that wins. So stand up, dig deep, and for the first time in your life, truly fight for yourself. The world doesn't change for people who ask nicely. It changes for those who demand more by creating more. You were never broken. You were never lost. You were always the solution that the clock is ticking, not in some distant future right now. This second, this breath, this heartbeat. The universe doesn't care about your plans to start soon. It only responds to what you do. Every great life I've lived was built on a single decision, the moment when potential met action. That moment wasn't marked by perfect timing. It was forged in the raw and glamorous now. The now when motivation was absent. The now when fear was loud. The now when everything in you screamed to wait, but you moved anyway. You've spent enough time preparing to live, watching others win, researching without risking, planning without executing. But here's the brutal truth. Preparation without action is self-sabotage in disguise. You don't get ready by waiting, get ready by starting. Look around, the world is moving. Opportunities are being seized, dreams are being built by people no more gifted than you. The only difference, they understood this one more of reality. Action today beats perfect tomorrow. This isn't about motivation. This is about survival of your dreams versus the death of your excuses. The survival of your potential versus the suffocation of your procrastination. That voice whispering just one more day. It's not your friend. The comfort begging you to stay small. It's not your ally. The only real ally you have is the part of you that's ready to rise right now. Not when the fear fades. Not when the doubt disappears. Not when the stars align. Now, because now is all you ever really have. Now is where legends are. Now is where you decide once and for all whether you'll die with your music still inside you or finally play the symphony you are meant to create. That this is it. The line in the sand. The moment that separates those who talk from those who... The instant where someday either dies or kills your dreams forever. You feel it, don't you? That electric tension in your chest. That's not fear. That's your soul shaking awake. That's the water inside. Fist clenched. Screaming. Enough waiting. Enough excuses. Enough living beneath your potential. History remembers one kind of person, those who refused to stay down, not because they were unbreakable, because they chose to rebuild every time life shattered them. You've been shattered too, by disappointment, by failure, by the weight of your own hesitation. But here's what matters, what you do next. Will this be another inspirational video you forget by tomorrow, or the day your life actually changes? There are no more secrets left to learn, no magical strategies, no hidden form. Just this ironclad truth. You were born to fight for something greater than your comfort. Every cell in your body, every beat of your heart, every spark in your mind, they all exist for this purpose. To push, to strive, to conquer. The world needs what you have, but only if you have the courage to give it. Not tomorrow, not when you're ready. Now, while your hands shake, while your voice trembles, while every doubt tries to chain you down, this is your fire, this is your fight, this is your time, one breath, one decision, one unscopable choice to finally bet on yourself. The door is open, the path is clear, the only question left is, the talking ends here. The philosophizing stops now. This is where you either move or remain exactly where you are, stuck, frustrated, watching life pass you by. I'm not going to inspire you. I'm going to challenge you. Before this video ends, you will make a decision, one that will ripple across your entire future. Not tomorrow, not later today. In the next 60 seconds, here's your mission. Stand up physically, right now. Your body follows movement, not motivation. Name one thing you've been avoiding, the call you need to make, the goal you need to start, the habit you need to break. Say it out. Do the first action within the next hour. Not plan, not research act. Email the client. Sign up for the course. Delete the distractions. This isn't optional. This is non-negotiable. Why? Because life isn't changed by ideas, it's changed by behavior. And right now, your future is being decided by what you do, not what you intend. The most dangerous lie you tell yourself isn't I can't. It's I will later. Later is a liar. Later is where dreams go to die. This is your life, not a rehearsal, not a test run. The real thing, raw, unfiltered, and slipping through your fingers with every passing second. You've heard the truth now, not the sugar-coated lies of someday, but the raw, unapologetic reality. No one is coming, no knight in shining armor, no lottery ticket mirror, no destiny that hands you greatness without the fight. The power was always yours, the choice was always yours, the responsibility yours alone. And that's not a curse, that's your liberation. Because when you finally accept that no one will save you, something extraordinary happens. You find the strength you never knew you had. the courage buried under years of doubt, the fire that's been smoldering beneath every excuse. This isn't the end, it's your beginning. The beginning of showing up every damn day even when it hurts, the beginning of outworking your doubts, the beginning of becoming the person you've always pretended to be. Walk away from this moment different, not inspired, not motivated change. The world doesn't need more talkers. It needs doers, fighters, those rare souls who stare their fears in the face and say, watch me, now go, and this time save yourself.